Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing? This is another comparison video, but this is the last one, I promise. This time we are comparing Semaphore with the very popular Bitbucket Pipelines. Let's start with the license. Bitbucket Pipelines is closed source, and their on-premise offering is also released under a commercial paid license. Semaphore Community Edition, on the other hand, is released under Apache Truth, which is certified open source. It allows unlimited usage, distribution, modification, everything all free of cost. Trial. Atlassian offers a free plan with 50 minutes of Bitbucket pipelines. This allows you to test and set up your initial CI/CD, but unless you have a very low activity in your repository, you're going to subscribe to more minutes pretty soon. To give you an idea of how much 50 minutes worth of credits gives you, I use 20 minutes in 2 hours just trying to set up my Ruby on Rails demo project. It's not a very complex pipeline, about 4 or 5 tests, integration test, and no deployment. Semaphore Community Edition is free for use forever. You only need to provide your own hardware or cloud computing. If you want to just try Semaphore, there's the cloud edition. It has 14 days of unlimited trial, and once that's done, you can keep using the free plan, which includes 7,000 free minutes per month, which is about 140 times more than Bitbucket. Git support. Bitbucket pipelines like GitHub Actions, they only integrate with Bitbucket repositories. This makes sense because they have a whole ecosystem with Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket pipelines, Git repositories, a whole suite of products. The price we pay for this convenience is being locked into their ecosystem. So like GitHub, choosing Bitbucket is an all service providers that it kind of takes away your choice. Semaphore Community Edition works with any Git repository. It has built-in integration for Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab, but you can also bring your own Git server. As long as it's connectable with SSH, you can self-host your Git server and connect your repository to Semaphore. Pipeline creation. Pipelines in Bitbucket are created using YAML. Bitbucket looks for a file called bitbucket-pipelines.yaml at the root of the repository, and they offer several starter workflows, and then you can edit the YAML in browser where you can get helpful snippets to copy and paste. Even with all this help, at the end of the day, you have to deal with the YAML. If you want to use caches, sidecar services, run jobs in parallel, you have to deal with the YAML, and it can get out of hand pretty quickly. You can have a mess of YAML that's a pain to maintain. Semaphore also uses YAML to define pipelines, but you don't have to ever to touch the YAML because Semaphore has a built-in visual editor. You can create, define your pipelines without ever touching any line of YAML, without leaving the Semaphore console. Each job is a command in a batch session, so any commands you usually run in your machine should also work seamlessly in your Semaphore job. This makes starting up with Semaphore a lot easier. Pipeline feedback. Another place where Semaphore shines is how it shows the pipeline as it's executing. We get a visual feedback for every job. We see the structure of the pipeline very visually, very clearly. You can run jobs in parallel and see them running. You can also set dependencies and see how they start one after the other. We can open any job and see the logs in real time. We can also get custom reports and any artifacts the jobs are dealing with. On Bitbucket pipelines, the structure is sometimes obscure because it's simplified as a single linear pipeline, even if it has parallel jobs, it's shown as a single line. So understanding the structure of the pipeline usually means opening the YAML file and observing how it's set up, especially for complex pipelines. Dynamic pipelines. Dynamic pipelines is a Bitbucket premium feature. You have to have the premium account or plan, and this allows you to generate the pipeline on runtime using some code in the repository. So for example, I might have this definition for my Bitbucket pipeline. Here I define that the pipeline is created by the output of the generate underscore pipeline.py script. The script should output some JSON or YAML that creates a pipeline. So Bitbucket executes the script, captures the output, and creates the pipeline on the fly. And this allows for maximum customization and it's a really powerful feature. Semaphore CE does not have this ability to create dynamic pipelines. You cannot create on the fly the pipeline. As with dynamic pipeline, there is a more premium feature that's included in Semaphore Cloud and Semaphore Enterprise Edition. It's called parameterized pipelines. Parameterized pipelines work a little bit different. They basically are a pipeline that has environment variables that we can interpolate on runtime, and these values can be defined automatically using conditions or by hand by the operator. So for example, we can reuse the same pipeline to deploy in different environments, and we can also use policies to lock down who and when a pipeline can be executed, and this is useful to prevent an authorized person from running, for example, a deployment pipeline. So both Bitbucket dynamic pipelines and Semaphore parameterized pipelines are premium features, and you can only find them in the cloud version and the enterprise edition. The enterprise edition is a more featured version of the community edition. It is not open source, it has a commercial license, but it's also self-hostable, and there is a policy that allows small integrations and small companies to get a license for free, basically forever, as long as you fulfill the prerequisites. Test dashboards. Test dashboards provide a single place where we can see the test results for all CI runs. So for test report, Bitbucket uses JUnit as the formatting file. This is an XML format. It has been popularized by JUnit Java test runner, and we must enable our jobs to export the results in the JUnit format, and it must be located in one of these directories. Once configured, and once the pipeline runs, Bitbucket will show only the failed job, only the top 100 failed jobs next to your pipeline on the test tab. Semaphore has also a built-in test results. We also use the JUnit format as the input, so we must configure the test runner to export the files in JUnit. Semaphore also injects some helper scripts to process the output of this test runner and collect them in a single dashboard. Once configured, test reports are collected across all CI runs and are shown in a single place. This dashboard allows us to filter by categories, sort by names, sort by duration, hide or show some skip tests, and we can also search by test name or test contents. There's no limit to the number of tests, and both passed and failed tests can be visualized. So Bitbucket does not have any native dashboard to show more custom reports, more advanced reports with graphics. If you want one of these, you can choose from the marketplace. The most popular are called Awesome Graphs for Bitbucket. You also have charts and graphs for Bitbucket, and you also have a Prometheus exporter, so you can extract the data and use it on your own Prometheus or Grafana server. In the case of Semaphore, there's a feature called Markdown Reports, and as the name implies, you can use Markdown to format your own custom reports. The reports are generated on runtime while the pipeline is running, and the report is rendered on the same tab, on the same page as the pipeline, and it supports all Markdown features, so you can use tables, lists, images, and it even supports Mermer.js, so you can create your own diagrams using code, and you can use this, for example, to create Gantt diagrams or utilization metrics. On-premise installation. Usually on this part of the video, I will discuss techniques and requirements, how to install our private version of the product, how to run it in our own servers or cloud. The private installation of Bitbucket comes in two editions. One is server and the other is called data center. Unfortunately, neither of them include Bitbucket pipelines. This is different. For example, in GitHub or GitLab, the runner, the CI/CD component is included. In Bitbucket, it's not included the pipelines, so you have to plug in your own CI/CD platform. So there is really no point in reviewing the installation, since Bitbucket pipelines cannot be installed in your own server. In contrast, Semaphore only provides the CI/CD platform. It's self-hostable. You can run it on your own hardware or cloud, and you must bring your own Git service. You can install Semaphore for the pipelines and use your favorite Git provider. This means you can plug in Semaphore to either an on-premise or cloud Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, or really any Git server, and decouple your pipelines from the code repository provider. So to wrap things up, if you are comfortable being into the Atlassian ecosystem, Bitbucket Pipelines is a solid option. It's really powerful. But if you want flexibility and you want to decouple your repository from your CI/CD, Semaphore has a clear edge. So if you're looking to move fast without being locked in, Semaphore might be the better fit for you. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next one.